Hello everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome and welcome back to another Funko Pop update. It is now officially July 2025. I'm hoping that you all had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. And this also officially begins the countdown to the end of 2025, as well as this being the first of the final 6 episodes of Funko Pop Update. Once again, I made this announcement last month. I'm really sorry that we have officially gotten to this point, but it's really just a matter of scheduling and life, and especially that I am not really one of the most reliable resources out there in regards to Funko Pop collecting, but there are a slew of great content creators that I constantly shout out and have links to in every single Funko Pop update. So what my goal is for the next 6 months is to give you guys the rest of my collection. And yes, there are still some Funko Pops that are on the way, and based on what I am seeing is that they will all be here before the end of 2025, which is a good thing. So I am hoping that by the time I reach this final moment in my Funko Pop update career here on YouTube, that I will have officially showcased my entire collection ending in 2025. Now, does that mean I'm officially done with Funko Pop collecting? The answer is no, because there's still always going to be something that comes out that I am going to be interested in. I mean, one of the few things that we definitely need to talk about is that San Diego Comic-Con is just around the corner, and for the first time in a few years, I am actually going to be purchasing a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I am very excited that they are making a Onslaught from the X-Men Marvel Universe, a character that I read about and grew up with in one of the largest crossovers in all of Marvel history, probably the largest since 1984's Secret Wars. Glad that I'm able to actually reference that, considering the fact that just a few days ago we lost the iconic comic book giant Jim Shooter, who wrote 1984's Secret Wars, but I'm not going to ramble any further. So, yes, I'm very excited about that, and I'm also very excited about some of the things that they have been offering. I mean, there's definitely a little something for everybody. There's everything from sports to manga to comics, even some of the stuff in the world of comics that are absolutely shocking me, like the Uncanny Spider-Man. That was Nightcrawler as Spider-Man in a very short-lived mini-series event in the world of X-Men called The Sins of Sinister, so the fact that they're even referencing that was definitely interesting to me. I'm also happy to say that I am going to finally have Star Trek representation in my Funko collection. It has never happened before. Which one is going to be added to my collection? Well, I'm not going to tell you, but what I will spoil you about is I don't think it's going to be the NFT physical version of Q, which is something that I would love to have because he is my favorite Star Trek character. But yes, we're going to have 6 more episodes of Funko Pop Update, and then as a special treat to you all, before 2025 is over, I'm going to be gathering a couple of friends together for one last Pop extravaganza, where we are just going to sit down, talk about what's going on in Funko, where are we in regards to the state of our collecting, and what does the future hold for this company that has been putting smiles and frowns on many people's faces ever since 1998. That is just unbelievable. But in the meantime, everybody, I'm just hoping that you will stay with me for the rest of 2025, see what's been going on in my world in terms of my own personal collecting. I'll try and let a couple of little slivers of news out there every now and again, but in the meantime, let's take a look at how my collection has been going. So I am very excited to feature this small portion of my collection today. I don't think there's going to be any more collection reveals that feature just a small group because, as I just said earlier, I want to make sure that the rest of my collection is showcased before December of 2025. But today I think that these guys need to be featured on their own because it has been quite some time since we had gotten a new wave of Batman the Animated Series Pops. Now, The Batman the Animated Series line has been around for quite a number of years, and do I have it all? No, because not all of it is something that I'm interested in, but whenever they do announce one or two, or in this case 3, I get very, very excited, and of course I have to add them to my collection, because there's still a whole bunch of characters that still have yet to be revealed. But today we're going to take a look at 3 new members of the Rogues Gallery, finally in Batman Animated Series Pop form. So the first one I want to show is the Target exclusive of Killer Croc. I mean, I'm really surprised that he's as small as he is compared to all the other ones, because I know that I have the Bane, I have the Clayface, and they are pretty gigantic compared to the others, but you know what? I love the fact that he is here, and they just captured his mannerisms perfect. The yellow eyes, the yellow jagged teeth, and of course, even on his back, you've got those little bumps in his scales, just like he did have in the original series. I'm glad that they featured this version of him, which is gray, as opposed to the green version in the New Adventures of Batman and Robin. But I mean, I am hoping at some point in time there will be some of those characters featured, because I would love to get a Tim Drake, but who knows if they'll ever happen. Another one that was created, I mean, I think it would have been better if they didn't have the mask on, but this is still a very iconic version, and this, of course, is Ra's al Ghul. I mean, this is the Jackalhead, and again, I really thought that they were going to show him with the mask off. I thought there would even be an exclusive of him with the mask off, but instead we did get him fully in costume, and I do really think that it captures exactly the way he looked in the cartoon when he was first revealed to Batman, and I just love how the cloak just drapes down his back, and I just love the shades of green. That's one of the few things, and of course, voiced by the brilliant Michael York, and again, so glad that we finally have Ra's al Ghul. I mean, I still remember that there was a Ra's al Ghul pop featured at one point in time. I think there was even a Talia, but they weren't from Batman the Animated Series, so I didn't add them to my collection. So when they finally announced that he was coming and he was going to be part of the series that I wanted, I got very excited. But then, of course, within this grouping, the big name was dropped, and that was my favorite Batman villain of all time. He's also part of my favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series of all time, and that, of course, is If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? It is none other than the Riddler. I love this version of the Riddler. So glad we got this version and not the one from the newer version, because the animation is just terrible on him, and I hate the way he looks, but voiced by the amazing John Glover. They got everything right. The way he first introduced himself when he was just standing tall with his hand clasped to the top of his cane, and the details are beautiful. The bandana is wonderful, the bowler hat is spot on, and they just got all the details down to his pocket handkerchief, and of course, the purple question mark on his grayish-white tie, the purple gloves, the green shoes. He's perfect. He is definitely one of my favorites in the line, and they all stand perfectly as well. But there's still so many characters that they haven't featured. I know I've mentioned a few, but we still never got a Penguin. We still haven't gotten a Mad Hatter. There's still so many characters from this show that could easily be part of this line, but at the same time, this is where I give Funko credit. They've been around since 1998 for a reason, and they've been putting out pops since 2011 for that specific reason. They just want to keep their fans on the hook and let them know that eventually your favorites will come. So I'm glad that these guys are here. I'm glad that my favorite Rogues Gallery villain from Batman the Animated Series is finally here, and I'm just glad to see this collection still very much relevant and growing. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave a comment in the box below. Let me know how your June was. Did you get anything great? What are you looking forward to at San Diego Comic-Con? Is there anything that I might have missed? And I will be looking forward to seeing you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.